Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, we're going to recap the Philadelphia Eagles off-season. This is my last recap. We've finally done all 32 teams here at the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Enable alerts so you never miss one of my videos. So the Philadelphia Eagles, how did they do last year? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, they won the Super Bowl. They were 14-3 in the regular season. They destroyed the Cowboys twice. Absolutely destroyed them in those games. Their losses were to Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and Washington late in the year. They actually struggled against the Panthers and Saints, who weren't very good. It's like the Eagles just had trouble with the NFC South, went 2-2 for whatever reason. But other than that, they won every game. In the playoffs, the defense played amazing against the Packers. They won 22-10. Then they got a scare in a snow-filled game against the Rams. Rams played really well. Jalen Carter basically won them the game late, getting pressure on Matt Stafford. And after those games, the Eagles just weren't playing their best ball, even though they won both games. And then they host Washington in the NFC title game. I thought it was going to be a close game. It was not. They put up 55 points. They exposed Washington's weaknesses. The Eagles just looked amazing. That was their best game all year until the Super Bowl was even better, in my opinion. Eagles waited till the last two games of the year to just dominate. And they did. They dominated on offensive line and defensive line in both games. At one point, the Super Bowl was 40-6. That was the score against the Chiefs, who had won the previous two. Unreal. That was just a bad matchup for the Chiefs. So the Eagles, they're world champions. They won in 2018 as well. And Jalen Hurts wins the MVP. Amazing season for the Eagles. We'll see if they can run it back. In free agency, they lost more than they brought in. But that's common for teams that are really good to have unbelievable rosters. The Eagles just didn't have many weaknesses last year. And that's one of the reasons they won. Well, there's two reasons they won. They didn't have many weaknesses, and they had a lot of star players. Josh Sweat, edge rusher, signed with the Cardinals. He had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. Darius Slay, cornerback, signed with the Steelers. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, safety, signed with the Texans. Mekhi Becton, guard, signed with the Chargers. I get why they didn't re-sign any of those players. I get it. Obviously, the salary cap is part of the reason. Josh Sweat is a good player. He's not a great player. Darius Slay, he's getting up there in age. Just a good player. Same with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Mekhi Becton. All of those players are good, not great players. And when you're up against a salary cap, you have to make decisions. The one that might be tough that they lost is Milton Williams. He is a designated interior pass rusher. He had an amazing season. He had amazing playoffs. Also 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. Good Lord, the Chiefs' offensive line got exposed so bad in that game. Milton Williams, though, gets $26 million a year from the Patriots. Patriots basically just wrote a blank check. They just needed help on the interior. So that loss will hurt. But they made some good moves. They extended Saquon Barkley. They kept Dallas Goedert. They re-signed Zach Bond. Those are key players. There was not another tight end on the team that could fill in for Goddard. Zach Bond was one of the best linebackers in the league last year, one of the biggest bargains in free agency maybe ever. And then Saquon Barkley, one of the best free agent signings in NFL history. He was so good this past year, Offensive Player of the Year. They traded for Kenyon Green, guard from the Texans. Didn't give up much. So Kenyon Green was a first-round pick of the Texans years ago, 15th overall. He was supposed to be like the can't-miss guard prospect, and he's been terrible. Houston moved on. Philadelphia got the most out of Mekhi Becton. He had not been a real good player for the Jets at all. So maybe they can do the same with Green. All he'd have to do is beat out Tyler Steen at guard. More on that later in the video. In the draft, they tried to trade up for Jihad Campbell, had trouble doing it. Eventually, Campbell falls to pick 31. They move up one spot with the Chiefs to get him. Why did Jihad Campbell fall? I had him in the top 20. There's a shoulder injury. He might not be ready for camp, maybe even the regular season. So what? His film's incredible. He's an off-ball linebacker. He can rush the passer as well. So great pick by the Eagles. In the second round, they got Andrew Makuba. I hope I said that right. He's a safety for Texas. He's undersized safety, but he'll fill in for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, or possibly play slot corner, and they move Cooper DeJean into safety. They could do either one. But both those players are expected to contribute right away. I just want to mention two more picks real quick. Ty Robinson in the fourth round for Nebraska. He's an undersized defensive tackle. It was a need after losing Milton Williams to the Patriots. And then Smile Mondon. I hope I said that right. He's a linebacker from Georgia. He's undersized. I thought he'd go in the third round, and Eagles got him in the fifth round. They love Georgia defenders. Really good pick. I think they had an underrated draft. A lot of people gave him harsh grades, but I think they did pretty good. Underrated free agent to watch. I'm going to go with Holland Pierce. He's an offensive tackle from Rutgers. He has size. He is 6'8", 340 with 36-inch arms. He has length. I'm shocked that he wasn't a fifth or sixth round pick just based on that. Not the best athlete. I watched a little bit of film of Pierce. He has trouble with counters and inside moves. So maybe he can improve on that, but I think he's got a great chance to make the team as a backup tackle. Important players. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of important players on this team. Jalen Hurts, quarterback, obviously Super Bowl MVP. A lot of people doubted the Eagles could win the Super Bowl with him. He proved them wrong. He's solidified himself as a top 10 quarterback. Saquon Barkley, I don't know if you've heard of him. He was Offensive Player of the Year. Future Hall of Famer, incredible running back. That first offensive play for the Eagles against Washington, he just torched them. Goes for a touchdown. Just an absolute stud. Jordan Mailata is the left tackle for the Eagles. Probably the best run blocking left tackle in the NFL. He's just a beast. And Lane Johnson, right tackle. They might be the two best offensive tackles in the NFL, and they're on the same team. That's how good they are. Definitely the best combo. A.J. Brown, a wide receiver, one of the best 10 receivers in the NFL, maybe top 5. He's incredible. Devontae Smith, one of the best number 2 receivers in the NFL. On defense, we'll start in the interior. They have Jordan Davis, who's a good nose tackle, and Jalen Carter, one of the best pass rushing defensive tackles in the NFL. We've talked about him a lot on this channel. I want to mention Moro Ajomo. He is an interior pass rusher, undersized, just like Milton Williams. He likely will play a lot more snaps this year. He and Ty Robinson will probably be their designated interior pass rushers. Zach Baum, we mentioned earlier, one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Nakobe Dean, their other linebacker, he tore his patellar tendon against Green Bay, so he might not be ready till mid-season or late in the season, but they drafted Jihad Campbell. Wow, what a great linebacking core when Dean is back. And I got to mention Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. That was their first and second round picks last year. It was really the only weakness on defense was corner, and they used their first 2 picks, and they hit a home run with both. Both of them should have been drafted higher than they went. Mitchell played primarily zone at Toledo, and that's why he fell. And Cooper DeJean, same thing, primarily zone, but also was injured, so he wasn't able to do all the drills. And the Eagles are like, all right, if you're not going to take him, we're going to take him. And when Cooper DeJean got that pick 6 in the Super Bowl, that was pretty much it for the Chiefs. So breakout player. I'm going to go with Jalix Hunt. He is an edge rusher, 3rd round pick out of Houston Christian last year. Most of you probably have not heard of him. He played more as the season went on, and he's really talented. He fell in the draft because obviously went to Houston Christian, didn't have the greatest competition. He should play more with Josh Sweat now in Arizona. And let's just talk about Howie Roseman. He's the best general manager in the NFL, in my opinion. He struggled a little bit right after they won the Super Bowl in 2018, but the last 4 or 5 years, he's just knocked it out of the park. Almost every draft has been good. He builds from the trenches back. He uses high picks on offensive line, defensive line, and the Eagles dominate in the trenches, both against Washington and against Kansas City. I know there's a lot of good GMs in the NFL, so comment down below you think someone else is better. Brad Holmes is really good with the Lions. Jason Licht, think that's how you pronounce it, of Tampa Bay is also very good. But to me, Howie Roseman's number one. The most questionable thing about this Eagles roster has to be right guard. We mentioned Mekhi Becton signed a contract with the Chargers. And we talked about Kenyon Green and Tyler Steen. I don't feel very confident either one. They only need one of them to play at least okay. And the Eagles seem to get the most out of their offensive line, so hopefully one can step up. If not, they used a 5th-round pick on Drew Kendall. He was a center from Boston College. Maybe he could play guard, or they could move Cam Jurgens to guard. He played there his rookie season and put Kendall at center. So that's a training camp battle to watch. So outlook. Well, they won the Super Bowl last year. They're going to be one of the favorites this year. It's one of the best rosters in the NFC. The NFC is going to be really tough. There's 10 or 11 teams that expect to make the playoffs, maybe 12. The entire NFC North and NFC West expect to make the playoffs. And the division could be tougher. I think the Giants and the Cowboys are at least a little bit better. So comment down below. Do you think the Eagles can win 14 games again? Do you think they're the favorite in the NFC? If you've not subscribed, do so now. Enable alerts so you never miss a video. So I'm finally done with all 32 offseason recaps. It was a lot of fun. Next week, I'm going to probably do my top 10 quarterbacks. I don't necessarily like lists, and they're controversial. It makes a lot of people mad because I leave off your favorite quarterback. But I've gotten a lot of people asking about who's your top 10, who's your top 10. So I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to do a list. I might do other positions as well. Probably not. But we'll need some content. We got about 3 weeks to go till training camp starts. So happy 4th of July, everyone. Whatever you do, be safe and don't pull a Jason Pierre-Paul. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Jason Pierre-Paul fireworks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. Check these out if you have not. This one recaps the drafts of all 4 NFC East teams. And this one's the Eagles effect. Basically a video going over how all these teams are trying to copy Howie Roseman and the Eagles. Happy 4th once again, and I'll see you in the next video.